bad times and bad spells that, I mean, can score goals for fun anyway, so...
He's a master at this trade.
There's very few you would say are one of the world strikers at this moment in time, but I'd certainly say Henry's up there.
Obviously, I think he's a world-class striker.
You look at Henrick's record, and it's simply fantastic.
It's very impressive.
It's frightening. It's a frightening strike rate.
And I think because Henrick the person is very, very well liked in the dressing room, I think Henrick the footballer is just goes with the territory.
And I thought that was absolutely magnificent.
Absolutely brilliant.
No, he's a great player. It just shows that's what a player he is.
He's everything that we all think he is, and perhaps more.
Good backing up. Flick on towards Larsson. He's in there. And he's going to put it away. Sheer perseverance.
And he places it beautifully in the corner. Those fans are delighted for Henrick Larsson. He has really struck in the sunshine. Didn't go for power. He went for precision. Larsson is back.
Amaracic. There he is again, almost in. Lambert just barrels in. Lambert took it beautifully, drilling it in. And I suspect there was a touch by Henrick Larsson. Floated in there, back out it comes. Watch the drive in, keep your eye on the ball. Yes, it was Larsson. Good interception there by Mjolby, and again, good play. Mjolby spreads it out wide. Now McNamara. Neat little cutback. That's a good ball, and it's there. Larsson in the air once again. Almost 15 minutes gone, and it's the exquisite judgment of the man in the air that makes it look so easy, although it never is. Against a tall defense, in he floats. At the end of this, all about judgment. A pincer movement right between the two central defenders. Now, he made them look extremely negligent and static, but that's to do with the quality of the way he can get to the ball.
That's a lovely pass with the outside of the right foot from Johan Mjolby. And here's Henrick Larsson to score his second goal. It's almost scoring by numbers. It's that simple for Celtic. 4-0, and still more than 20 minutes left. Quality on that pass from Mjolby down the line, which took out Gary Hay. And you don't leave Henrick Larsson unmarked and suffer for it. And this is Henrick Larsson's 30th goal of the season. It's Henrick Larsson. Larsson strikes. 1-0. 18 minutes gone. There'll be some debates about the awards of the kick. But as ever, no great questions about Henrick Larsson's finishing.
What Celtic have done extremely well is close down into the United. They don't let them settle. This is typical. It's Larsson, and it's in! Off the side. Boris Belfus, but the sheer intimidating way that he comes forward has always made this defence apprehensive. The two up. Henrick Larsson does it again. Beautifully curled in, and here he comes. 3 players could have picked it up. And if you defend as dreadfully as that, you're going to be funny. Celtic back in business. Free kick towards Sutton, and what a start for Celtic. Just the start they wanted, and Larsson has struck.
That's a needless free kick to give away, but what a wonderful delivery there. Whipped in between the goalkeeper and the last defender. Larsson reacts quickest. A dream start for Celtic there. It is a terrific delivery from Alan Thompson there. Gets so much action in the ball, it's coming away from the goalkeeper. And Henrick Larsson provides the perfect start for Martion O'Neill.
Thompson, whose free kick set up Celtic's goal.
Left by Larsson for Sutton, and Henrick Larsson surely now wins the game for Celtic. 2 minutes left, and a brilliant exchange between Larsson and Sutton. Henrick Larsson's second goal of the game, and you would imagine there's now no way back for Dunfermline.
I'd watched an awful lot of football on television, but what we would be getting, as when I was managing down in the English Premiership, you would get a lot of highlights from the Scottish Premiership, and you naturally, Henrick would be involved either in the scoring of a goal or the making of a goal, but you never know exactly what ability one possesses until you actually work with them at first hand. Naturally, when you haven't seen someone before, training sessions are very, very important. You get to know what a player can do. When I got to see him at first hand, he was not only a joy to work with, but you could very, very easily naturally see that the ability was just pouring out of him. But I've been too long in the game now to hold fantastic store by training sessions alone. You've got to do it in the field of play. I've seen so many players in my time in the game, both as a player and as a manager, who have been excellent five-a-side players, terrific, all the skill in the world in five-a-side, who cannot take that onto the field of play in front of a massive crowd. And so sometimes I get a bit cynical when I hear that somebody has been absolutely fantastic in training. I'd rather see them in the big stage. However, for Henrick does naturally on the field of play the things that he does in the training field. And all the things that he tries and sometimes or misses in the training field, it is nice to see them actually work on the field of play. That's where I call getting it absolutely right, you know.
Henrick Larsson looks as if he is in big trouble.
It was a major setback to him when he broke his leg against Lyon in the UEFA Cup. And I'm sure that he may well have had doubts himself whether he would A, get back to ever playing again, B, if and when he did do so, he would ever be as good as he was beforehand. And obviously those sort of questions had to be answered. And I'm sure in the back of his mind, as he was recuperating, he must have thought about them long and hard. He got himself fit for the Euro 2000s, or as fit as he possibly could be. But even so, I'm sure he was still concerned at the start of the season, or certainly in pre-season, of whether he'd ever be the player he was. I was delighted for him that he scored against Dundee United opening day of the season. Perhaps more selfishly, I was delighted for myself that he scored the goal. But for a week or two after that, I remember him saying that he didn't feel that he was back to the sort of sharpness that he would want it, and he felt a wee bit lethargic. Even so, he didn't realise himself perhaps how big a part he was playing in the side, and the side getting a bit of belief about themselves. Then the goals started to come, then his own performances, I think maybe through the goals or whatever it was, but everything just seemed to gel. But I know that from the players here that had worked with him beforehand, said that not only was he back to his best, but his confidence was so high now at this minute that they felt he would go on to greater things. And I think they've been proved to be absolutely correct.
Narberavchik. Sutton, little ball inside, and that's it. Second goal. Larsson plonks it away with the greatest of ease. They were caught flat, a delicate little 1-2 there with Sutton. And as the Finnish defence claimed offside, Henrick Larsson didn't bother with any complaints and slotted it in. 2-0 and 20 minutes of this first half still remaining.
Breathtaking lovely ball inside. Larsson tries to go in. Larsson opens the scoring for Celtic. A goal of simplicity. Long ball, cut through to Larsson and squeezing it past the goalkeeper, who I think might have made a better effort at it than that.
Sutton there. And also there is Henrick Larsson. 1-0 Celtic. A towering header from Henrick Larsson. The timing was perfection.
It's space on the right-hand side. There he is again. Donnelly, beautifully flighted ball. Larsson done it! Wonderful dive and header.
It's Henrick Larsson. And it's 1-1. And once again, a perfect penalty from a perfect player.
Concentration, written all over the face of Roddy McKenzie. Stuart Callaghan on the near post. There's Henrick Larsson!
2 goals in a few minutes for Henrick Larsson. And the marking from a Hearts point of view here is simply appalling.
Beat the Duca. Ball runs from Martion. In for Craig Barley. And for Henrick Larsson! That's a brilliant goal. And that's Henrick Larsson's 50th league goal for Celtic. It's number 10 for the season. And number 2 for Celtic on the afternoon. This was superb stuff. The flip from Martion, lovely ball in from Barley.
To goal for Celtic, the scorer was number 7, Henrick Larsson.
He helped me a lot when I first signed for Celtic. It was a good feeling for me to have a Swede here, because I mean, he could help me with all the things outside football, off the pitch. So it was great. I mean, he's a great friend to me, and the good thing about him is, I mean, he stands with his feet on the earth all the time, and he's never cocky or anything. He's a very professional guy. He's a great friend as well. Obviously I played against him in the beginning of our careers, in the beginning of the 90s, when he played for Helsingborg. Obviously I think he only played 1 season in the top flight in Sweden. Then he moved over to Feyenoord. But then I met him again with the national team, and so it was nice to team up with him over here. I want to say he's an all-round player, because he works so hard for the team as well. It's not like I said, in and out striker all the time, because he wants the ball, he can drop back to the midfield and keep the ball for the team as well. And even when I first met him in the national team, I think he was more of a playmaker, and a player that his best position was more of a just behind the strikers. But then when I teamed up with him up here in Scotland, I must say that his best position is to be a striker, because he's deadly in the penalty box. It's very easy to play with Henrick. I mean, he always wants the ball, and it's very easy if you're a defender or midfield to play together with him, because I mean it's nice to have a striker that always wants to have the ball and to try to turn and always have in his mind to score a goal. So it's very easy to play with him, because his movement and his ability to control the ball, it's very impressive.
Again, Skoro. And it goes. And this man is only 3 goals away from scoring his 60th for the club since he joined them. Celtic are 1-up.
Well, there could be only one nomination for penalty taker. He scored twice already. And that is Henrick Larsson's hat-trick. Back with Martion. In for Henrick Larsson! The last action of the first half, and Celtic make it 2. Larsson not picked up by Hibs.
Looking for a little bit of support, gets it, not surprisingly, from Lambert. And here's Larsson, yes! Larsson, who's been able to elude the defenders with the greatest of ease, left with nobody covering him there. Henrick Larsson has this ability to pick his side up, as he did in Aberdeen, almost exact replica of the way he put it in the net at Codray.
We're first and foremost a team, but when you look at somebody that's, you're looking for somebody to probably score the main bulk of the goals, it's going to be Henrick, you know. And as I said, so far, he's only at 29, 30, whatever he is, he's got a long way to go, and so far he's done unbelievable for us. I probably think since he's been here, he's probably blossomed, probably way beyond his own expectation, you know. Whereas now he could probably fit in any team in Europe without no problem at all, you know.
There's a lovely ball on the outside. Viduka. Brilliantly set up by Larsson.
Mark Viduka took the mantle on, unbelievable for us, and carried us through games where you never thought you were going to get a goal, where the big game would always pop up with a bit of magic and score. It's just unfortunate for the club's point of view that they never get a great opportunity to play together. Mark, personally, I think was an unbelievable football player, and I'm delighted to see what he's got now. But Mark took the mantle when Henrick went out and scored, I don't know, 30 odd goals, and he could be one player that could really hit the heights of football. He's only 24, whatever he is.
Now here's the sight Celtic supporters have been waiting for some considerable time. Eyal Berkovic makes way, and it's the return, an emotional return surely for Henrick Larsson.
But when he comes back, you're always wary of his first tackle, what have you, everything's going to be okay, but I don't think anybody would have visualised what was going to happen this season anyway, the amount of goals he's scored and the way he's performed. And if you ask any person that come and watch Celtic, then he's going to obviously be their favourite player, and he's done unbelievable things for here, you know, and it'll be a great thing if the club can keep a hold of him.
Martion sends it in, and Stubbs and Larsson are there, and it's turned in by Chris Sutton. Unbelievable! Chris Sutton makes an immediate impact on his Old Firm debut, and Celtic are in front.
Chris has come in and done unbelievable work for us. He's scored a lot of goals as well, and he's took a lot of maybe the physical side off of Henrick. Chris takes with bumps and all that, and holds the ball up for us as well. And so far this season, the two of them have done great together. All the great players work hard. They always say natural things come to them, doesn't it? All the great ones work hard, and that's what happens when you've got to have hard work along with your natural ability, and that's what he does. He's a great player, and he works hard at the game. It just doesn't come natural to him. You've got to go and work for it, and every game he works for the team, and that's why he gets every accolade that's going to him.
Johnson, Larsson, surely this time. He had to get another one eventually, didn't he, Henrick Larsson? Makes it 25 goals for the season. His strike rate is phenomenal, although in truth he might well have had 4 or 5 by now here, but that's 3-0.
There it is, 2-0. And now he adds another goal to his tally, his 9th goal of the season. And Henrick Larsson's scarf held in the crowd there very proudly.
So Henrick Larsson, who won the penalty kick, will now take it. And scores! That's a golden goal for Celtic. 1-1, and Martion O'Neill leads the celebrations. 25 minutes gone. Romy went one way, the ball went the other. An optic corner, and Larsson has a hat-trick. Another glorious afternoon for Henrick Larsson. His 12th goal of the season. And Celtic's 6th for the afternoon.
Lambert. Virtually all the Dundee players back, and there's a header! Once again, Larsson does it. Makes it look so easy. He doesn't look the tallest player when he's in a crowded penalty area, but he has the effect of impeccable timing.
For Henrick Larsson! It's number 3 this time! And Celtic Park is bouncing! 7 minutes into the second half, and a 3-goal lead for Celtic.
And this could put it beyond Rangers at this stage in the game. Larsson to take it. That's it. 3-1. Drifting down in beautifully, Larsson! Wonderful outside foot pass by Moravcik, who takes a great deal of credit for the goal, even though Larsson gets his hat-trick. And that simple finish there, although simplicity itself stresses the value of the run and the vision of the Swedish international.
Towards Henrick Larsson. Oh, Brockbuck was in behind. Here's Henrick Larsson! The opening goal, 21 minutes gone, and it's Larsson's 22nd goal of the season. That's the big breakthrough these Celtic supporters have been waiting for. The long ball from Boyd. Firstly, Larsson tried to flick it towards Brockbuck. Presley stumbled, and Henrick Larsson doesn't miss chances like that.
I don't think Vim at first saw him as an out-and-out striker, because I believe his first game he came on and sort of played in the left wing.
I think I come as a striker, but I didn't come as like a goal-scoring striker with a reputation of scoring a lot of goals. But when I came here, I think he intended to use me as an offensive midfield player. But yeah, due to the circumstances, he had to move me up the pitch, and he liked what he saw up there, and I started scoring a few goals, and so ever since I've been playing in that position.
I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football club. I have absolutely no doubt that top-class centre forwards, when they have that second or two as they're bearing down in goal with only a goalkeeper to beat, that they cannot realise what it might mean. They've got to finish this. They've got to find that at some stage or another in the next second and a half, this ball has got to be nestling in the back of the net. I think the really great players actually have such concentration, powers of concentration, that everything else is out of their minds.
I think that that's just an instinct that comes to you. I mean, whenever you run up to a keeper, it's not like you decide, not always, what you're going to do when you're close to him, if you're going to shoot it side in, through the legs, or chip it over. It's something that it comes to you, and when it comes to you, you do it. And when you have confidence, it seems easy, but when you don't have any confidence, it makes it more difficult. It just comes to you, really, and you try to act on that, and sometimes it goes in and sometimes it doesn't.
Good work from Johnson. Alan Thompson's pass intended for Bobby Petta. And Henrick Larsson. It's taken only 4 minutes for Celtic to hit the front. Aberdeen opened up with ease. Good pass from Alan Thompson. That took out McNaughton on the overlap with Petta. And the near post run from Larsson timed to perfection. He was there before Solberg, and Ryan Essen was beaten.
Larsson with serious intent. Ryan puts it in, it's there! Well, I said they had to relieve the tension, and they've done it brilliantly. Henrick Larsson. And he puts Celtic ahead with consummate ease. Superbly slotted home.
Yeah, it's a superb penalty kick. Right in at the left-hand post. magic, 4 for Celtic. 11 minutes now into the second half. An absolutely incredible Old Firm match. Celtic now running away with this. Henrick Larsson's 13th goal of the season, and Joseph Venglos is jubilant.
Agat, Henrick Larsson, off Niemi! Henrick Larsson, 3-1. Mistake this time by Niemi. There was only one place this was heading, into the back of the net.
There's very few you would say are world strikers at this moment in time, but I'd certainly say Henry's up there. A lot of people would knock it and say that you know, because it's playing in the Scottish League or whatever, but I believe that he would certainly perform like that wherever he's went. You know, as an out-and-out striker, and I think probably previously in his other clubs he's been at, you know, in his younger years, I don't think he's possibly been that. But now that he has been transformed into that out-and-out striker, I certainly believe that he could do that, perform at the highest level, wherever he wanted to go. He causes so many problems for defences, with his work rate and obviously his ability in the box. And he can also score from all over. It's not just inside the box he scored a few free kicks in his time as well. So it's magnificent as defenders to know that you've got somebody up there that can get you a goal or two when you're just maybe struggling. But also his commitment to help the team and a striker is almost second to none, you know. I think looking back to last season, that's the reason why he broke his leg. It was like he was running back to try and close a full-back down, and obviously fell and broke his leg. And that's appreciated by all the players here, and his effort and his work rate. Not just obviously in his goal ratio, but certainly in his closing down defenders and putting them under pressure.
It's towards Henrick Larsson. Oh, Brockback was in behind. Here's Henrick Larsson!
To have somebody there that knowing that it doesn't matter to him if he has made a miss, you know that he'll still try and get on the end of things, and he certainly has done that. And you know, you can play the ball up to him. You know, he's linking with, you know, a lot of people possibly portray something different to what they actually are on the park, you know. And I say Henrick's certainly one of them. And I think it's just the way that he's scoring goals for fun. I think that just comes along with that sort of arrogance, you know. And the goals that he does score is magnificent.
Berkovic, the reverse pass for Henrick Larsson. Again, it's the uprights. He's working his way closer, inch by inch, to getting a goal, Larsson.
Some say that, you know, strikers need that, you know, to be that like selfish, you know, kind of way inside the box to be able to express themselves and take men on. Henrick's, I think he's got that stature out in him on the park, but he's certainly respected by all the players.
Manavchik corner and Larsson.
When you think of the defences are supposed to be better, well organised to what they're in. It's supposed to be more defensive football that's getting played. To have that kind of strike rate is just phenomenal, really. It just shows the man and his ability.
Just listen to the roar for Henrick Larsson. Another hat-trick. Another stunning performance.
Yeah, I was one of the ones that was up applauding him at that time. The biggest noise that you hear before a game or during a game is when they start the huddle, and it was as loud as that, you know, if not louder. You know, when you hear, you know, the huddle starts and you're in there, you can't hear, you know, what 5 yards away from you when you're trying to talk to someone. And it was certainly as loud as that, and rightly so. I think you know, his all-round ability, and he's certainly deserving of that. You know, in his goal ratio, he's certainly a player that earns all the accolades that he gets.
Poor pass from Dundala, and Kilmarnock on the back foot again. Thompson gets it back from Larsson, and Henrick Larsson in for his hat-trick. Thompson and Larsson combined, and there was never much doubt as Larsson went through on Gordon Marshall that he was squeezed this in. 3 for Larsson, 2 for Sutton, 5 for Celtic, and Kilmarnock in big bother. Fulton's lost it to McNamara. Johnson and Henrick Larsson, chance for number 5. It is 5. It trickled over the line, but that won't bother most people inside the stadium, and it won't bother Henrick Larsson. Now 21 goals for the season after it was lost by Fulton in midfield, and full punishment was forthcoming for him.
Henrick Larsson has the chance to get 2 himself. It's Larsson! A perfect penalty from a perfect player, and it's a barnstorming start for Celtic.
Yeah, he doesn't miss too many. It's wrong foots, David Priest there.
So Henrick Larsson stepping up for the... That's his head. Well, the goalkeeper certainly guessed correctly. 10th minute of the game, Celtic go ahead deservedly.
David Hanna over the ball. Stubbs Reaper open the box. That's Henrick Larsson! And that's the equaliser! Larsson found some room in the penalty area, and he makes Dunfermline pay. So within 3 minutes, Celtic are back on level terms. What a cultured bit of finishing that was from Henrick Larsson.
O'Donnell. Larsson going back into the box, and then he is again, yes! The opening goal!
Certainly impressed Tom. Has come back in fresh this afternoon. Well, maybe a use of an arm there by Donnelly, but he plays it through now to Larsson. And Celtic take the lead. With 26 minutes played, it's Henrick Larsson, his 4th goal since joining Celtic.
When I arrived at the football club, there was talk about Mark Viduka leaving. No amount of cajoling or coaxing could get him to come back. And when I realised, yes, well, this is that'll be dead in the water, obviously I had to look around at a centre forward who was capable of standing up on his own merits as a centre forward, and who might have the ability to play alongside Henrick, and perhaps maybe get even more out of Henrick if that was possible. Chris Sutton sprang immediately to mind. He had a very, very poor time at Chelsea. He had been there a year. I felt that he had the ability to come up here and play centre forward if he could regain the sort of form and confidence that he had shown when he won a championship medal for Blackburn Rovers, playing alongside Alan Shearer. So I knew he could play. He just perhaps maybe needed a lift. But having said that, the way that he has formed a partnership with Henrick has gone better than any of us could have imagined, to be perfectly honest. I think he has been able to play centre forward in his own right, which is still the most important thing. And the fact is that he's strong and does take some physical weight off Henrick and allows Henrick to get on and do other things that perhaps if Henrick was shouldering on his own, he might not be able to do himself. I say that, but I am absolutely delighted with both of them, delighted that they get on very, very well, both on and off the field, and delighted that the partnership has flourished. There's certainly no animosity in the dressing room for a start. And there's no petty jealousy either. I think that the players, I think they're actually very, very pleased for Henrick. I think they're very pleased. They're pleased that he's such a great lad. They're pleased that he's come back from that injury. And I don't think there's any resentment whatsoever in the dressing room that he gets the attention that he does get and that he deserves. There's no airs and graces about him. He takes all the adulation in his stride. He's I'm quite sure inwardly delighted that he's such an icon. But even so, I mean, he treats it all magnificently and gets on with things. And I think because Henrick the person is very, very well liked in the dressing room, I think Henrick the footballer is just goes with the territory. Seen so many coaches and managers getting corner kicks and free kicks, get them practiced, get them absolutely spot on a Friday morning, and get them hopelessly wrong the following Saturday afternoon. I prefer it the other way around, and I'm delighted that I've got such a player who doesn't make that many mistakes in training, but gets it almost always right in the Saturday afternoon. Penalties are sometimes, I believe, in the lap of the gods. You know, you're hoping that if someone is very, very confident, as Henrick generally is, that he will do enough to get that ball over the line. I've seen a number of decent centre forwards in my time. I've also seen decent centre forwards that I haven't actually been directly involved with. Great players. Henrick's up there with any one of them. He's as good, he's as clever, he's as intelligent, and he's as brilliant as any of those centre forwards, and a lot of others besides. He will score goals in any given league. He's a master at his trade, and I can't pay him any higher compliments than that.
Now it's Celtic's turn through Larsson. Larsson has scored. Henrick Larsson, right out of nothing, has made Hapoel pay. They needed to get a goal to make their dominance count. Instead of that, they've conceded one. Celtic's top scorer has hit his 9th of the season.
There's Larsson, he must put it away again, and he does. Simple, clinical. 2 touches from midfield. Wonderful vision by Viduka to allow his colleague to run onto that. And just at a time when Hodge looked as if he might break forward.
Now Moravcik looking for Larsson. Is he on the end of this? Henrick Larsson! A fine strike to open the scoring after 24 minutes. It's Henrick Larsson's 7th goal of the season. Larsson kept his eye on this ball as it dropped. The keeper advanced, and the perfect lob puts Celtic 1 up.
McNamara, laid off by Larsson, through from Blinker, the back heel from Viduka, cut out by Solberg. Danger's not over, and it's Henrick Larsson. That's 2 in 2 minutes from Larsson, and Celtic 3-0 up. No respite for the Aberdeen defence. Lovely ball in this time from Moravcik, and again the deftest of touches from Larsson.
Neil Lennon. Good ball from Larsson to Moravcik. Driven in low at the near post. Here's Henrick Larsson. Could it be number 4 for Larsson? It could. 6-0 Celtic. Unstoppable. And you just knew, despite the odds being stacked against him initially, that Henrick Larsson would find a way to goal.
Blinker playing it in behind the St. Pat's defence. Larsson in the goalkeeper. He's round the goalkeeper. Henrick Larsson, there it is! Celtic 2-0 up, and that finishes this match. Henrick Larsson, beautiful pass in and behind the defence. Took it round the goalkeeper. 2-0.
Oh, the back header was short, and Henrick Larsson punishes them. And Celtic are 2-0 up. You can't afford that sort of mistake.
We're into the last minute. Larsson, he's done it! Larsson with a snapshot has won it for Celtic.
I think I come as a striker, but I didn't come as like a goal-scoring striker with a reputation of scoring a lot of goals. I didn't succeed that well in Holland on that bit. In Sweden was a little bit better. But when I came here, I think he intended to use me as a offensive midfield player. But yeah, due to the circumstances, he had to move me up the pitch, and he liked what he saw up there, and I started scoring a few goals, and so ever since I've been playing in that position. I always regard myself as a striker, but not like a penalty box striker. More like enjoy, yeah, how do you say that? Participate in the plays. I mean, yeah, layoffs and everything. I don't like just standing still in the box and wait for the ball. I would like to be all over the place.
Good position now for Petrov. Larsson, great play, no offside, could have been a second, it is. That's a glorious goal.
I think the way Celtic plays as well reminds me of the way I played when I went from my first club in Sweden to Helsingborg. We always play attacking game, and I mean, that's the way I would like to play football. Of course not foolishly, I mean, you need to defend as well. But when I went to Holland, we played with 3 strikers, and as a youngster I almost never played it. You had the wide left, wide right, and the central striker. And a central striker, you were, as I played quite a bit, you were left alone too much. You hardly ever had any to link up with, like stepping over the ball, playing the ball just a touch to the right, a touch to the left. You always had to knock the ball backwards, or you had to turn the defenders, but there were always a few defenders around you, so it was always more difficult. Here at Celtic, I think, yeah, we played 2 strikers, and we have 2 great wings in Bobby and Petter, and a supporting midfield, and who wants to get forward, and we have 2 defensive midfield player, or 1, however you want to see it, and then the back 3. So you're always going to get more people forward, and if you get more people forward, you're always going to create more goal opportunities, I think. I mean, it's a team game, and I mean, if everybody is high on confidence, it's going to mean that you get more chances. But it's going to mean that people are going to take players on and do a bit extra that you dare to do when you maybe have that confidence, and that's going to in the end going to result, I think, in that you're going to get more chances to score the goals. 2 I really remember is my first goal in the competition was against St. Johnston away. It was across from the right, diving header. Always remember that one. And the final game of the season, when we took the championship, when I scored a 1-0. That's something that you don't really have to think about. It just comes to you whenever you think about goals. But there's a few others if I think that I can find. But obviously you're pleased whenever you get the goals. When I scored my 100th goal, I was told afterwards, but I mean, it was obviously a nice feeling. And now I know which goal it was as well. I think it was the one I slid through the legs of Marshall in the Kilmarnock goal. So it was quite nice.
And Kilmarnock in big bother.
The people in Scotland live football in a different way than anywhere else I've been. I mean, being in Sweden and Holland, that maybe it's not that much, but I found when I left Sweden to Holland that in Holland the football was living a little bit more than in Sweden. But once I moved over here, I realized that there's nothing close to it here. When the crowd is cheering or whatever, obviously you hear something, but I mean, you're so focused, especially when you get the ball or whatever, what you're gonna do next. And mostly you know what to do before you get the ball. And I mean, you just try to be focused on the game, because you need to really be concentrated to be able to perform well. And then you have to block it out a little bit, but obviously you're gonna hear the fans. I mean, there's a few people out there. And I mean, then when you play as the biggest rivals, I mean, as a football player, I think that you want to play the big games, you want to play the important game, even though every game is important, but obviously that one is, of obvious reasons, more important. It's a great atmosphere, and a lot of people back home ask me, how is it to play the games? But it's hard to tell, because you can't really tell anybody who hasn't been to watch the game or played in it how it is. And when we played Rangers twice a few weeks back, I had a friend over that I used to play football with in my first team in Sweden, and he watched the game on Wednesday, and after the game he said, "Yeah, this is absolutely tremendous." And then I said, "Just wait until we play on Sunday, and we play at home. You're gonna see a difference even there." And then after the Sunday game, I got a few more friends coming over, and they all said, "Yeah, you don't need to go watch football anywhere else. I mean, can't be better than this." So, I mean, I'm happy here, and I'm here, and I don't need to look anywhere else. For me, I mean, I'm here now, and I have 2.5 years left of my contract, and I just try to focus to play the games, play well if we play on a Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday, whenever we play. And then, I mean, if there are speculations, that's not coming from me anyway.
It's Henrick Larsson who's over the ball. The referee was telling the Aberdeen defenders to move
Let's
back
see if
just
it's
a
that
shade.
one. Yeah, it was my birthday. It was Aberdeen. That's good. 2 or 3.
Oh, that's a
3 goals, and that was my second, I think, free kick.
Henrick Larsson, Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0. A brilliantly struck free kick which gave Jim Layton absolutely no chance. He seemed to hit it with such great ease.
I just saw the space, and I wanted to put it there, and just went in.
Absolute brilliance.
When you hit it, you feel how it's going to be. Once you strike it, you feel if it's going to be close or not. Then you can't tell until you see the end result.
So that's his 5th goal since joining Celtic. Brilliant piece of play, right into the corner.
That was one of the lucky ones. But thankfully we have other free kick takers in the club as well, in Scottishg, so that's all right.
Delivers the corner, and Henrick Larsson has equalised for Celtic. It's 1-1, and maybe Martion O'Neill's men are not ready to be beaten just yet.
Well, it's back to Celtic Park in August, isn't it? The glancing header. Stefan Klos rooted to his line there. Good ball whipped in by Thompson. loads of pace on it. But Dick Advocaat will be feeling that's a free header.
Free kick that will be taken by Bobby Petter. Petter delivers. Larsson's header! He's done it again! It's a double for Henrick Larsson! It's number 5 for Celtic!
Well, once again, it's a wonderful goal, Ian, but once again, you have to question the marking in the back for Rangers. Good delivery, whipped in by Petter, but look at the room that Henrick Larsson has. Barry Ferguson the nearest to him, and he's 3 yards off him. And it doesn't get any easier for strikers than this. A lot of work still to be done though, and Larsson applies the deftest of headers to find the corner.
Henrick Larsson scores his 57th league goal in 84 matches for Celtic.
Well, there's, I think, the referee is saying that's the second goal. Larsson follows through and gets a second goal as a youngster, Robert Malcolm, was left stranded there on his own against the most lethal attacker in the United Kingdom. And he got in such a tangle. Perfectly correct decision by the referee. Well, he could have busted an head at the end there, but all he needed to do was take it there and then touch it in. Rangers woefully exposed in defence.
With a clean break there.
Well, that's in, yes. Cleanly taken. He's hardly been in the game, but then that's the mark of quality. And we've seen it in different circles this week already by men who can score goals out of virtually nothing. We saw Simone do it. We saw Laslang do it. And now that man there.
For Sutton, a neat back heel. Down goes Petrov.
I think when you see this goal, I think you see sort of natural instinct of Henrick as a goal grab. A throw in here for Johan, who, and it's Henrick that actually flicks the ball on. But he doesn't just stop there to admire it. When everybody else has stopped here, thinks it's a free kick, you see Henrick falling in. And it just shows you what the instinct he has in front of the goal. And he just had the ability to get there in front of everybody and not stop. Not everybody else had played for the whistle, which didn't come. And Henrick, true professional, just keeps going.
But as the ball ran free, first to react was Henrick Larsson. 2-0.
Thompson, he skipped away from Tomaszek. Thompson centre, and look who's in there! That is brilliant! And Celtic clinically claim their second goal, and it's a double for Henrick Larsson.
Came out of nothing, it's the same combination as well. Alan Thompson did so well.
That's what I'm talking about. When you answer the question about the service, if you look at that ball from Thompson, but the finish is brilliant. One, because it's outside his foot in the run, but also it puts the game probably beyond Hearts. Really,
timing the run to perfection once again, and Niemi left absolutely stranded. A wonderful goal.
Henrick Larsson's 34th goal of the season.
We hit top 10.
Well, this goal was early on in the season. He's just beginning to get to know what Chris Sutton is all about. But the goal itself is one of anticipation as much as anything else, and the realisation of what Chris can or cannot do with this ball. Chris Sutton heads this ball back, the only thing is possible to do, and Henrick gets in front of which I would assume the covering fullback. He gets in front of him because he realises that Chris is struggling to do anything else with the ball, and suddenly, from just a simple knockback, Henrick is in and has scored the goal. I mean, it's fantastic anticipation to know that Chris can do nothing else but head that ball into that area if he's going to do that at all, and to get in. He still has to finish it. The finish is magnificent, but you come to almost expect him to get into that position.
The most important one was the one that started us on the way to win the league with the goal we scored against St Johnstone. And it was a great strike as well. That's a great goal. I mean, I don't think I could have had it any better. And as I said, it happened that early in the game, it settled everybody down, you know. But the actual finish itself was first class. He's cut inside here, and the goalie's even bent it when the defender. The goalie's not got a chance. And as I said, it settled everybody down there.
This goal against Dunfermline, I think, shows just about everything that Henrick has got. It's a build-up for it, remembering, of course, the state of the game. We've got an equaliser. We're into the last 4 or 5 minutes of the match. We're still desperate for a win. He receives the ball magnificently, a wee little turn of pace, the realisation that Thompson's behind him, little back flick, and there he is, he's in front of goal, but it's the finish. The goalkeeper, Henrick will admit, has made it a wee bit easier for him by going down to ground a wee bit too early, but even so, Henrick Larsson has finished that off with 2 minutes to go in a match that is of vital importance to us, like it was a training game.
Yeah, now I remember this one. He's gonna come to me on the side, I'm gonna drive it into the middle. Alan Thompson is coming, taking the ball over, and then you see his awareness here. If it's not there, I won't get in. And then I asked to, So the keeper was coming, and I thought, take a touch and go round him.
Goalkeeper helps him a little bit, but even so, he still has to finish. And it's the fact is that other centre forwards I've seen who have been very good players would have been inclined to think he's got the opportunity, left foot this, and perhaps maybe volley it over the bar with 2 minutes to go, and still go into the dressing room and say, well, it doesn't really matter because the chance just fell to me and I had to hit it quickly. Henrick was prepared to take that extra touch, go round the goalkeeper and put the ball in the net. And at that stage of the game, he could have been forgiven for just blasting it left foot.
Thompson's flick.
This is against Hearts coming up. He's looking for his hat-trick now at this minute. Didier goes for the run. He's going in. He knows what Didier is going to do. Once Didier stops for a second, he knows he's going to cross it. Henrick. It's the third goal of his hat-trick, and it is just like absolutely full of it. Confidence is very, very high. It's a few minutes to go in the game, and he knows that even if he misses, it won't really matter. We've just got the game, but he might as well score his hat-trick, finish off a fantastic night's entertainment, and a great night for him personally. There's a lovely ball through, but he knows that Didier is going to get to it. The minute he sees Didier now step back, he's going to cross the ball. Henrick stops, eludes the defender by pretending to go to the back post, then checking out again himself, which you'll see in an earlier clip. But his control is fantastic. That's the one touch and to finish it off and put in the net is simply magnificent. But remember, it's 3 minutes to go in a game. His confidence is absolutely sky high from that minute. But I'm quite sure, I say that, I'm doing him a disfavour. He would have scored that goal after 3 minutes in the game, which he did do.
Thompson must put it through here. Now then, Larsson ought to put it away, and he does, with delightful ease. When he gets a chance like that, he makes it look ridiculously simple. Of course, it never is. Second in the game for the man, and they were left wide open there. Look at that shot, reminiscent of another one somewhat earlier in the season. Celtic 4 up.
Johan gets the ball, it's sort of a semi-clearance, just to try and it's a longish ball. Henrick not giving it up. Thought that the centre-back was going to play the ball back to the goalkeeper, but even so, ever alert to know that if he makes a slight mistake, he's in on top of it.
And as most defenders are told in the young age, don't turn inside. And this time I took a chance on going on the outside, and I got the ball in front of him, and then the keeper's coming out, and I don't have much options than trying to slide it through his legs, and it went in, and it might as well just hit his leg and bounce out for a corner or whatever. So in order to score goals, you need luck as well. If you don't have that, you won't score them.
To know that that ball ended from where he kicked it to put it into the side netting, which is the only place that could have gone if he was going to be accurate to put it in the net, that was fantastic accuracy. Absolutely brilliant. But to be thinking ahead like that, it's magnificent.
McGovern.
This goal against Norwich.
Celtic throw. Larsson! Oh, fantastic goal by Henrick Larsson.
Henrick Larsson meant to score that goal. He did not mean to put the ball into an aerial play. He meant to score that goal. He wasn't exactly sure where the goalkeeper would be, and I don't think that Pelly would have been aware of where the goalkeeper exactly was, but he knows that if he gets the shot right, left foot shot right, the goalkeeper is going to do very, very well to save it. Now, the goalkeeper might have been able to get across and touch it, whatever, but the fact is that Henrick Larsson meant to do precisely that. That wasn't just an overhead shot to play it back into the area of, or into the penalty area and hope that somebody might come in the end of it. That was a deliberate shot at goal. It was a magnificent goal, absolutely magnificent.
Oh, yes, of course, man. It's hard to pick one of them, but I think obviously against Glasgow Rangers this season, the first meeting here at Parkhead, obviously I think it was the 4-1 goal.
That is sensational!
It's one of the best goals I've seen. Composure, got everything, ability, skill, and especially as it was against Rangers. Certainly my best goal.
A special goal from a very special player.
For a goal, maybe a bit of class was the one. It was probably against Rangers when I think he's put the ball through the legs. I think he's quantum.
Larsson, oh, he's in!
It was 4-1 ahead in the match. Henrick was
world class. And Sutton sets up Larsson here. Larsson, oh, he's in! Henrick Larsson! That is sensational! He missed all 4 Old games last season, but he rather enjoys making up for lost time. World class.
Well, that is world class, Ian. A special goal from a very special player. Chris Sutton does magnificently well in the first place to win it over Amoruso. Larsson on his way, look at that skill.
and he has the confidence, the composure and the technique to chip it over Stefan Klos. Look at the arrogance in that finish. That, as you say, is the mark of a world-class player.
That Chris has got the touch for him to put him through. It's just a long ball played up. Chris has done magnificently. Ball's fallen to Henrick. He's got miles to go yet to score. Comes in, just does a little trick, and then just that little touch over the goalkeeper. That is fantastic, fantastic. You can see just once he has we call that nutmegging. Once he's put the ball through the defender's legs, had a quick look up. In his own mind, he's favourite to score a goal, but again, it's still the most difficult thing to do, and yet he makes it so easy. And makes it look so easy.
And then, yeah, the best option I thought at the moment was to try to chip it, and I did that, and this time it went in, and everybody was pleased. It was a long ball, and I mean that shows how important Chris is for the team as well. He's a big man, target player. So he was on his own there, and he just chested it down to me. And then I know once I took the ball there that I didn't have any options to play it anyway, because I knew that I was alone. And I just make a run, and then I not make the countryman there. And then once I done that, I had a look, and I see that the keeper wanted to come out because he wanted to close my angles down. At the time, because I think that Amaruso is coming from my right side as well, so the option was take it over to my left foot. It is a little bit weaker than my right, and that would again give Klos extra time to do something about it. So once I'd done the nutmeg, that's the best chance to score the goal, I thought, and that's why I took the decision to try to chip it over.
That, as you say, is the mark of a world-class player.
I've heard chat about people saying, well, Henrick would only score goals in the Scottish Premiership, and that he might struggle somewhere else. Let me tell you, and I will assure everybody, and allow me to have this experience and a wee bit of know-how about it. Henrick Larsson would score goals in any league in European football, any league whatsoever in European football, and he would score a load of goals.
But yeah, certainly the way things are going, if he continue his strike rate, that would certainly be in line, to get the golden boot. He certainly would have achieved it. As it again, obviously everybody's saying the Scottish League, but as a striker, you've still got to score them, and you've still got to. You see there, as one of the goals that I chosen is, he's done most of the hard work himself. So it's, he's done exceptionally well. So he's still, as a striker, you've still got to perform. You've still got to score the goals.
What he's came through for the leg break to coming 3 or 4 years ago here, and making every young kid as well maybe take notice what they want to be when they're older as well. So he's a role model for their point of view as well.
Henrick said the other evening that of course the service has been excellent for him. You accept that, but at the end of it all, sometimes he makes goals out of nothing, and that is a fantastic quality to have, magnificent quality.
I'm sure if you ask people, that he'll not be too far from probably saying he was probably the greatest player that Celtic's ever had, really, on their books,
He's everything that we all think he is, and perhaps more.
Certainly, if given the chances that have been created for him, he'd certainly take a few, and I would believe that he'd be up there amongst the top goal scorers at any league that he was in.
Henrick Larsson would score goals in any European league. I say European league because I don't know what happens in Brazil or down in Argentina. I would assume if he went down there, he would score goals as well too in Buenos Aires. It wouldn't make any difference. At the end of the day, he would score goals. Well, I'll say it. He'll score goals in any league, in any part of the world.